Good evening, class. This video is in response to the dispute about college athletes being paid for play. Um, as a former scholarship athlete, this is kind of like a interesting subject for me. It's something that now that I'm removed, I've tried to research more and kind of see it from different sides of the uh, equation. So I'm as a coach now, I'm against college athletes being paid, um, and why I'm against them not being paid is because simply because like it wouldn't be equal for all schools. I mean, some schools you look at like people would look at like Alabama and all those SEC schools and these big power schools, and they see all the money that some of their sports brings in, and some of the revenue that they bring in is in the TV deals and all these sponsorships, and you're just like, wow, I can't. How are these schools not contributing more? But then they don't see that at the same time these schools are giving over 80 scholarships out, for and I'm just using college football because that's the main one that I've was able to find information on, and that alone, they're paying these kids. Get further education for their books, room and board, and they're also at the same time getting a stipend so that they can pay rent and have money. And I know a couple schools have actually taken the initiative that the NCAA granted and added additional money to the scholarships now, so they covered the cost of education or the cost of school. So that means that in regards to them not only paying for books and all the classes, meal plans, all that stuff. They're also getting now more money than before. So, they're able to, I think, in a sense, live comfortably, not worry about how am I going to get money for my rent, how am I going to get money for these things. These are scholarship athletes. I think, and the positives for that is these schools, these big schools, they're getting, their kids they're fine. They're not thinking about getting jobs, and I think they have the money right there. As for, I think the problem starts with the negatives where these smaller schools come into the equation, where they can give the scholarships, they can't necessarily add all this money to them. So, then they have less kids on scholarship, and those are where the kids are trying to find jobs and trying to do other things. In regards to football or to college sports, and it's kind of hard when you're in a college sport to also be a part of the working field and be a part of anything like that. So I think I was looking up the Pay for Play article that Sports Illustrated did, and it was talking in regards to San Jose State, which would be a smaller Division One school, and how they reported a deficit of over $400,000 from running their sports programs, and that alone, I mean, if you were paying college athletes, they would have even more of a deficit. So it would be, where is the money going to come from for these? For this program, or for each and every program to be paying their athletes that are on scholarship even more than what they already receive. It just wouldn't be fair, because some schools, granted, they can definitely do it, I would say, because if you look at this and look at the revenue of some of these bigger schools like Oregon and Alabama and those schools, and they would be able to shut out the dough, get the donors, and find someone to take care of it. It'd be the other schools on the other side of the equation that are struggling to now even afford to have their program. And then you have the question that we brought up was, should athletes on the team be, or should athletes be able to acquire jobs? I think, I know here at Azusa Pacific, our athletes, a lot of them have jobs. During the season, they might work less, but after the season and kind of during the spring, these kids are working, 5 or 6 hours a day, and then going to classes and then come to practice. And, our head coach allows it as long as it doesn't interfere with practice. And I think that's tough for the kids, but, it's something that has to be done because of how the money is distributed and how not all kids are going to be on scholarship. Not as many kids are going to be on scholarship as at, a Division I school. Then I read a little bit more on the Knight Commission, and what I learned about that is I like the fact that that they're getting into the nit and grit of all the things that go on in the college football side of things, and kind of worrying about the health and how much money should go to the health of the players. I think that's a big thing because just how dangerous the sport of football is. And I was also taken aback a little bit by the football bonuses, performance bonuses compared to the academic bonuses. The 4.8 million to the 300,000 for academic performance. That's a big number. It's crazy, but I know that they're paying these coaches top dollar to coach these universities. That's still a big discrepancy. So I see why people are kind of taken aback, kind of mad about that sometimes. So all in all, it was really great information. I look forward to listening to everybody's forums.